Hello, Virgo. Welcome to the Consciously Divine Connection. How are you? I'm hoping this finds you well. We'll be doing a general reading for the week of February 7th through the 13th for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus. And I am feeling the energy is a lot lighter in February. I don't know how you folks are feeling, but I am feeling that. And I also am wanting to see if there are any cards that want to come out and use them first before I go ahead and pull cards from the deck. We will start with the tarot, and then we will finish with the Wild Offerings Oracle card as a final clarifier. So what information, what message does Virgo need to hear for the highest and best good of those involved? Okay, that was a whole stack of them, so we'll see how many we need. The first ones that had come out were the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Star. We have the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Okay, so let's take a look here. In the position of the heart of the matter, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this would be the energy that you're entering the week with, what is foremost on your mind. With the Seven of Pentacles, we have this farmer who is evaluating the rewards of his work with a very beautiful harvest here. And he's asking himself, should I continue on with the same efforts and energy and attention I had put into this side of the field? Will it reap the same rewards this time around? So it looks like you are evaluating a particular situation and wondering if you should put the work in as you've done in the past with the hopes that you'll get the same outcome and rewards. So whether it be business, career, a relationship, is it really worth the effort that you had put in to get the same reward going forward? So let's take a look and see what Spirit wants us to know about that. The card in your hidden position, what is not in your awareness or on your radar, is a Star. So this is just beautiful in the sense that there are supports for you. There's wish fulfillment coming. So again, once you make the decision of putting the same effort in, being worth the results, once you make that decision, the results will be obviously there for you as they come in with a very, very strong wish fulfillment. So it's just a matter of figuring out, do you need to put the same energy in to get the results that you are looking for? In your obstacle position, you have the Four of Swords. So this is about taking the time to rest, to heal, to reflect. And if this is in your obstacle position, I would be wondering, again, if you are rushing through making a decision about whether or not to go in this direction. All right, so where Spirit is asking you to go ahead and take the time to pause and reflect and make that decision from a very place of solid knowing and not rushing through it. In the position of your greatest fear, you have the High Priestess. So this is somewhat interesting to have this in your fear position. She is all about spirituality. She's about kind of transversing the veil between the seen and the unseen world. She has a great deal of psychic abilities that she relies on. So with this being in your fear position, possibly you are not having as much trust in your inner knowledge and your intuition. And, that's something that develops over time, but you certainly have the abilities. We all have these abilities available to us. It's just a matter of allowing them to flow. And that may be, in fact, what the Four of Swords is asking you to do, is to take the time to spend some focus on your inner world and allow the High Priestess energy to come through that will strengthen your intuition and your knowing of universal wisdom. In your solution position, you have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is grief and sorrow. It's recognizing that there may have been some sort of loss. Interesting that it also shows up in the Four of Swords position, which means that you have processed the grief. Okay? And that may be part of the reflection that you're doing also. The beauty of the Three of Swords is that it reminds us that, yes, there is grief and there is sadness in everyone's world at some point or another, but the important thing is to process it and to let it go. When you're able to heal your heart, that's also what the Four of Swords is giving you the opportunity to do, is to heal your heart. When you're able to heal your heart, you will see that the skies do clear, the clouds disperse. There is some flock of birds here in the card that represents new life, a new beginning. So while yes, we want to acknowledge grief, we don't want to stay in that place of heartache and grief. When you're able to allow that grief to release, the outcome is the Hanged Man. So this is interesting in the respect that the Hanged Man is, again, giving you time to pause and to see things from a new perspective, right? So sometimes being stagnant and still is not comfortable for people, especially if you're a fire or an air sign, or you have that strongly in your chart. That might be a harder place for you to be still, but it is important to allow you to take a new perspective. And I believe that this new perspective the Hanged Man is going to offer you is knowing what you need to do around going forward with the same energies, so you can tap into the wish fulfillment of the star. So this feels like a reading that is all about trusting intuition and giving yourself enough time to pause and reflect. I would suggest really honing in on your spiritual practices, whether that be journaling or scripting, meditation, to really tap in to what is available to you when you do reflect, and to trust in your High Priestess energy. Right? She is here for you, and she is showing you that yes, your psychic abilities are developing and that your intuition is strong. Okay, so let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. Oh, here we go. Empowerment. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord, and substitute what Lord means to you, whether it's God, Spirit, universe, source. All right. So very, very telling that the empowerment is going to arrive through your High Priestess energy. And it really comes from a place of letting go of the grief and forgiveness. And sometimes that's forgiveness of self, right? And how it all relates back to the original card of whether or not to continue in this vein and devote the same amount of energy to get the same rewards. It feels like it's really believing in self and your authentic power that will help you make that decision. All right, Virgo, that is your message for this week. Again, a message of going within so you can enjoy the wish fulfillment that the star energy is going to bring you, and releasing that heartache and grief. I'm wishing you all the very best this week, and you take care.